Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Dan here, and today I'm bringing you guys a gameplay commentary as well as a tips and tricks video on what kind of goes on in my head whenever I start on a streak or whenever I am on the hunt for a nuke. So, first things first, don't hunt for nukes. I know this sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but when players hunt specifically hunt for nukes, they will definitely play a little bit more defensively, and so oftentimes what will end up happening is that some dude will surprise you in your camp spot or whatever, and your gameplay just in the end just isn't very fun. I think the nukes that I like to get is generally play very aggressively in the beginning, and then if I begin to realize that I'm on a big streak, that's when I start to think about, oh, maybe I could potentially get a nuke, so that's just the thing that I want to keep out in mind. And on top of that too, just rush, guys. No one likes a camper, so if you rush out, your gun skill is going to get better, your ability to just flick onto people, your aim's going to get better, everything about you mechanically is going to get better as you continue to rush, so those are very important. On top of that, you also learn all the rush points of the map, or where people like to play aggressively, and so that's very important as well. So it gives you map knowledge as well, and on top of that, if you rush, you might be able to push your way into a very solid choke point, and allow you to really take engagements that will really be in your favor, which leads me to the next topic. Take engagements that you can win. Sometimes you're going to be forced to take engagements that are not in your favor. He's going to be head glitching in the high ground, and he's gonna have, I don't know, like ballistic vest or something, and sometimes shit just goes bad, and sometimes you're just gonna have to make that perfect headshot to get the kill, and those happen. It's definitely not like uncommon, but you definitely want to minimize those as much as possible. You don't want your game to be like a quick draw battle to see who can raise their guns and shoot first and kill each other first. You want this to be like you're basically playing, I mean, I guess you could say like you're playing Fortnite. You're just trying to play very smart. You want to play like always put yourself in the high ground, always put yourself behind cover, always be able to locate your enemies and know the position of your enemies. Whenever you play in Fortnite, you always want to be super aware, right? And you always take a look at, oh, he's north, 376 or something. And I don't think 376 is the thing, actually, considering that's only 360 degrees, but but anyways, you guys get my point. You want to keep you have to have constant awareness of what's going on in your game, and so this goes not only just for your enemies, but also for your teammates. Your teammates sort of serve as this portable radar for you. Wherever they die, you understand that there is an enemy who picked them off. Wherever they get a kill, potentially the enemy may have a follow-up teammate near them. So that could be a thing. And on top of that, they also could be your escape. And that leads me to that next point, which is always have a way out whenever you're in the middle of a duel or whatever. You definitely don't want to be one of those guys that are just running in, killing 3 people, and then suddenly a 4th guy's come out and you're just like, well, fuck, like you're caught off reloading, like right there. I shouldn't have jumped in. I was too confident of my ability to get him, and therefore making me very greedy. But with that being said, you have to understand that you have to always have a way out, with taking, and this kind of goes into taking engagements that you can win, because when you take these engagements, even if you do somehow lose, you will actually end up being able to run away or something, and this also ties into an understanding where your teammates' positioning are, because of the fact that when you run away and your teammates run the direction that you're running away from, it will confuse the enemy into thinking that oh, hey, I just killed him, and it might cut him off from the pursuit. Or he might pursue, but it would, even better for you, it might give you time to set up again and take him out if he continues to go the direction that you're running away from, and so therefore I guess it's sort of baiting your teammates, but you're gonna see a very good example later on when I recall, and then a guy's jumping up into that window that you just saw, and then he tries to get me, but then my teammate actually ends up buying me time for me to recuperate, damaging him, and putting the gunfight more in my favor. So also, next thing is understanding spawns, understanding locations, and understanding map control. You definitely don't want to play on a map where you've just don't really know where the spawns are. You're just kind of running around looking for kills. You know, what you should be doing, you should be running around looking for vantage points for you to shoot into the objectives. And this goes into saying that you probably should be playing an objective game mode. Not only does it give you more time, it doesn't have a kill limit, and therefore, you know, you basically can take your time as much as you want, and you don't have to worry about your teammates destroying you or something, or constantly spawn flipping. Now, you could spawn flip in domination, but I mean, it's a little bit harder, you know. So also, domination gives you an excellent idea of where your enemies are at. I mean, if you're, say, losing B, then it's pretty obvious that someone's on B, and you can attack from a very hidden angle where they're kind of forced out to just sit on B flag. You know, there's only so many places that someone can hide on a flag, and therefore it really allows them to, or it really allows you to be able to pick and choose, once again, pick and choose your engagements. So those are very important. And then, along with picking and choosing engagements, under having the right streaks, the right setup is important as well. You see me running UAV, counter UAV, and advanced UAV. Now, counter UAV can be swapped out for other things, such as Warden or something, if you really want more kills. But personally, not only does it cause people to rage quit, but it also, you know, it also messes with your kills. And counter UAV sort of serves as this ability to blind your target. You know, that's its job. You know, and the most important thing to you is that you don't want the enemies to know where you are at all, and you don't want your enemies to know where your teammates are at all, because having your teammates hidden as well allow you to sort of have this just like confusion among the enemies, and they're just going to be kind of awkwardly running to locations, being kind of like rushing without really much thought. Whereas if your teammates are bunched up in one section, they might just have an idea of like, oh, you know, like, and you're sitting with your teammates, because, you know, when you're going for nukes, you definitely want to have a teammate around you at all times. You want to understand where your teammates are at. Or the flip side to that is that you could be very far away from your teammates, but you have to be in a safe spot, you know, because not having your teammates to cover you is a very, very bad thing. Now, this is one of those things where I picked and choose my engagements. I think he had a burst weapon. Yeah, he had the RUK, so I didn't like that engagement, so I just told my teammates, you know, obviously. And another thing too is playing in a party.
It's scary.
Playing in a party is very, very helpful, as it allows you to make call-outs and stuff. So that's like very beneficial. As you can see right there, he kind of just hopped in the window, took him out, and I was pretty safe. But anyways, as I was saying, you want to have the right setup. You know, obviously UAV, advanced UAV, and counter UAV. These two things give me eyes in the sky, and then basically I can kind of see, and this is what I mean about talking about when I say like kind of baiting my teammates. Sorry, Warhaggis, but your death was not in vain. But with that being said, you know, these streaks really allow me to have control of the map, not by, you know, using kill streaks that will like knock out the enemies and steal kills from me, but instead allowing me to get in positions that I would prefer and take out the enemies by myself, you know. So that's why I run these streaks. Now, as well as the specialist, if you're playing World War II, obviously these are a little different, and you might want to run mountains or armored with flanker or something, so you don't die to explosives. But in Black Ops 3 or in Infinite Warfare, you want to be able to run things that are able to save your ass. You know, in this case, Rewind is one of them. Heat Wave in Black Ops 3, Kinetic Armor, Glitch, those are all very, very good to get you out of sticky situations, or something like Vision Pulse could help you prevent the sticky situations. Those are just things that you should keep in mind when creating your class. Now, as far as the gun goes, in Infinite Warfare, you're going to have to use the nuke variant, so there's not much you can do there, but you definitely want to suppress to keep yourself off radar, or just whatever gun to make you feel comfortable with. Whatever gun you're good with is your biggest chance at getting a nuke. So hopefully it's not some wonky. If you get a sniper rifle, I mean, I guess, but if you that weapon has an increased chance of you know, losing a close range gunfight, you know. So that is that. As far as I guess maps go, you definitely want to have very solid map control and understand where enemies like to go, you know, in case if you're playing kill confirmed or something. Holding these choke points are very, very important, and you know, listening for footsteps, listening for suppressed shots, those are all vital. You know, I got super lucky there. He didn't like knock me down, but you know, I definitely definitely could have been very south for me if he had gotten me. So those are things you have to look out for. As far as going for a nuke or whatever I have left that I think that goes on in my head, there's not really much more. I mean, in Modern Warfare 3, you could abuse something like UAV, ballistic vest, tell your teammates to kind of just, you know, help you out and drop those for you, giving you extra health. Playing a party is always good, and you know, there's just many things that could increase your chances in a gunfight. Essentially, all you want to do is picking your gunfights very, very wisely, knowing where your teammates are at, understanding, you know, where the enemies like to go, and on top of that, using your streaks to really have a good grasp of the location. So these are just some of the things that really go through my head whenever I, you know, play these type of games, and these are the type of things that not just when I go for nukes, but when I just play in general. You know, and those are the things that really help me, I guess, improved in Call of Duty. Obviously, my gun skill has gotten to a whole new level, but at the end of the day, map awareness is crucial in this game. So anyways, I hope you guys have really enjoyed the tips. I hope you guys learned something new. And on that note, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.
That's insane. 48. Jesus Christ.
Holy.
A performance worthy of gold honors.